For us, it was a very easy decision because, first of all, we started our Expo journey back in 1970 in Osaka. So for us, Osaka was always a return point. We were always going to come back to Osaka because it's where we started. And at the same time, we are the previous hosts of Expo Dubai 2020. So this was a continuation of us beginning the journey in Osaka, then hosting Expo in Dubai, and then coming back to Osaka. When we had Expo in Dubai, it was 2021. We postponed it by 1 year. And the opening of Expo, we saw an ease when it comes to the COVID restrictions. And for us, it was the first time things went back to normal. So Expo actually accelerated our going back to normal life during the COVID pandemic. So I think we were always going to come back to Japan. So it was always there in our plans. Well, first of all, we're in the Empowering Life section of this Expo. And the Expo focuses on future lives. So for us, we have three main themes: space, sustainability, and healthcare. So sustainability is very important to us. And we chose to focus on the palm tree because for us, the palm tree has been our home, has been our food, and so many uses of this tree back in our country. So we decided to use the palm date leaves and fronds as building material. And not only use it the way we always used it, but we used it in coordination with Japanese companies. So we created a new process of using it. We created a new process of making different items. So when you enter our pavilion, you will see an item that looks like concrete, but it's not concrete. It's called datecrete. And we have another one called date form, where we make some sort of furniture out of date seeds. So it was a very important aspect that we use our original building material in a new way. And we came up with a process with a Japanese company here in Japan, how to clean it, how to make it into a building material, and showcasing this to the rest of the world. So when Expo is over, we have a new way of actually empowering lives. We have a new way of designing future societies using the palm tree. So this is why it is a very important step in the future after this Expo. So communication, we live in a world where it's easy to communicate with anyone. We don't believe that there is a language barrier anymore. We can communicate whether through apps or through emails or through face-to-face interaction. There is always a way. So we think it's very easy. The only thing is finding the right company. And I think we found the right company that helped us create a new process of using our own building material. Up to 1966, mid-60s, we were still using this building material in building houses. So after that, things changed. And we used it in a specific way where we tied it together with rope made out of date palm trees. We managed to work in a way on how to use it, how to clean it, how to put it in big bundles, and how to ship it over. So now we managed to create a new way of actually upscaling the usage of this material. So in our pavilion, we have more than 2 million date palm tree fronds. So this is a huge number that we managed to ship from the UAE all the way to Japan and still be able to use it. And 6 months later, it still looks brand new. And for us, it's a waste material out of date palm trees. So we brought our home with us and we built our pavilion with it. So we are honored and humbled by our pavilion being visited by this many Japanese people and people from around the world. So it was a very great experience for us in the last 6 months. So it only reflects this important relationship between UAE and Japan. We always look at our guests when they enter, they look up and they experience the feeling. So our journey is a multi-sensory journey into our pavilion. And yet the most important aspect is our youth ambassadors who are welcoming, who make your experience something that is very memorable, because we want to show our culture, our heritage, our hospitality, and then the engagement and the storytelling part of our history and our pavilion. So we saw many people, and we really thank them, who came not once, not twice, but some of them came more than 30 times. And because of this relationship that they've built, the memories that they've created, and the experiences that they've shared. So we see this as a strong bridge of trust, a cultural bridge between our countries, and we're really thankful that many Japanese people choose to come to our pavilion. The design of this pavilion make it so it's easy to enter. And before Expo started, we were hearing the No Line Expo. I think we went good with our promise in this Expo. We tried not to have a line as much as possible. So when we started this Expo, we wanted to have people who will be able to guide you, to welcome you, and to tell you the story of this pavilion. We have 24 Emiratis, 24 Japanese, both male, female, and even the Japanese youth ambassadors, we took them in March and February to the UAE to experience the UAE so that when they come to Japan, they can explain this again. And we had a selection. We had more than 4,000 people apply to become youth ambassadors. So for us, it was a very hard selection process because we got so many great candidates, but in the end, we got the ones we have in here, and we're very proud of them. We're very proud of their work, and they've been a pivotal part of our pavilion. They are somewhat the anchor of this experience when you come and visit and you see them and they interact with you. And each and every one of them will explain in a way to engage and to explain and to make you feel hospitable. So whether it's an Emirati or a Japanese, you'll feel welcomed by an Emirati in our pavilion. So it's a big part of our experience in here in the UAE pavilion. The most or the toughest thing about the youth ambassadors is, I will say goodbye to them tomorrow. It's not the Expo, it's Japan. We have many people who are fans of Japan, and the relationship with Japan is very important. So when the mention of Japan and Expo in one word, everyone wanted to apply. And we had so many people who are Japanese speakers, who are fans of Japan. And it was really interesting to see the level of excitement before we even started Expo. I think being in Japan is something that made this Expo very easy. So we have good feedback from people who stayed here because of the safety, because of the facilities, the food, the friendliness of the people. So it was a good, memorable 6 months. At the same time, we were always encouraging them to explore Japan during their off days. Of course, it's a very long Expo, experience, but at the same time, we managed to hear from many of them who managed to explore, visit new prefectures, do new experiences. So it was a win-win for both of us, going to explore Japan while at the same time being part of our Expo. So there is no question, they enjoyed their time in Japan. So just like any Expo, we wanted to connect people, to bring minds together and to find solutions for future societal problems or get new innovations, new technologies. When we built this pavilion, again, we focused on sustainability, on innovation, on new methodology of using our materials. So while focusing on designing future societies, we used our date palm tree. So we used sustainability in building this pavilion. And it was a very important journey for us because after the Expo, we know that we have a new method, a new way of using this, and we've seen the interaction and the feedback of the Japanese people who came, of the visitors from around the world who came and saw our pavilion. So we know now that there is this new method of using this. We also had the other materials, whether the datecrete or the date form. Even the carpet that we had was also used in a different way. We had it from the jute, and by making the date palm fronds into threads, and then making the carpets from the sides. So this is in terms of materials, but also sharing new experiences when it comes to healthcare, showcasing what the UAE has done in terms of healthcare, our legacy when it was during COVID times, new agreements that were signed with Japan during the Expo timing, plus sustainability and how we are also building on our legacy from COP to the Expo here in Japan. So all of this while still looking at how we came here in 1970 as the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, and then how we came back in 2025 as the UAE. So for us, we're here to tell our story, how we progressed during all this time in the last 55 years. We shared it with Japanese people. We saw Japanese people who came and shared their history of visiting our pavilion in 1970. And now we want to share this with whoever will come after 50 years. Definitely, we are already using some of this material in the UAE. And now we have a better way because during Expo, it was like a live laboratory where we were able to test during the 6 months period, whether through the rain, the wind, the heat, and all sort of different environmental conditions. So we will always innovate, and the feedback that we got from the people, the feedback that we got from construction staff will always help us. For us in the UAE, we always want to keep on innovating because we believe that this is a cycle that never stops. Just like when in Japan and Japanese companies, Kaizen. So we also have the same belief that we can always, or we should always continue improving. But let me start with sustainability. Sustainability that was used in this pavilion is sustainability by using the palm date tree. But in the UAE, since 2006, we have gone on a sustainability drive. We have now 4 nuclear power reactors, which provide us with 5.6 gigawatts of power, 25% of our electrical needs. At the same time, we have 3 of the largest solar power plants, and we are committed to 2050 to have net zero emissions. So we are already working on all of this. And 2 years ago, we also hosted COP28. And there was a big announcement during that where all countries agreed to transition away from fossil fuels. So this is just to explain our sustainability and not just only the date palm tree. When it comes to space, we are partners with Japan. The space rocket you see that is made out of date palm trees is actually a model of the H-2A rocket. In 2008, we sent our first 2018, we sent our first UAE-built satellite from Tanegashima. 2020, we sent our Mars probe, Kasei Tansaki, from Japan. Plus, we have our astronauts who came to Japan, who trained in Japan. So we have a very close collaboration with Japan in space. We're also part of the Artemis lunar program, and we are actually building the airlock mechanism for this space station, the lunar space station. Healthcare, we played a big role during the COVID-19 pandemic. So around 80% of all healthcare support came through the UAE. So we managed to have a large vaccine diplomacy where we were sending out vaccines. We actually did phase 3 clinical trials of vaccines in our country, and we were one of the first to actually implement different systems. So during this part, you were able to go around the UAE using apps that can have all your information. In addition, we also have great partners in healthcare, and we have a program in the UAE called the National Genome Program, where we are mapping the genomes and DNA of our UAE nationals so that we can have something more of a roadmap that we can actually custom tailor medicines for our citizens in order for us to target different illnesses or diseases, so that we have this ahead of time. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank the almost 5 million guests who came, engaged, and experienced the UAE in Expo Osaka 2025. We are very happy for this and for them to take the time to come and experience the UAE, to engage with our youth ambassadors, and to create a memory that will last a lifetime. We're very happy to be back again in Osaka after 55 years. And for us, it's a very proud moment, and we hope that we can keep this and improve the relationship and cultural bridge between UAE and Japan. Thank you very much.